Hey everybody, and welcome to 10 Minutes of Scratch Art. And I'm sure a lot of you are like wondering, is he ever going to get this done? But the beauty about scratch art is you can enjoy it while you're in the process of putting the art together. And I've had to do other art projects in the meantime, so there's no real sense of rushing with this, and I recommend that you don't rush when you work on a piece of art. Rushing always just makes a mess. But we have here our Blackfoot Indian Teepee, and we are basing it on these drawings, or photos actually, that were taken at the turn of the century, of the last century, and processed here in the city of Chicago, which I think is really cool. Thus proving, as I always say, that Chicago really is more to the west than to the east, always looking west. But let's get to it. Last time that we were on this, we were dealing with the light and dark. And we're getting now really good definition coming in. It's a bright sunny day here, and this window I'm working on faces west. So I am not getting direct sunlight. Direct sunlight would be interesting to have, and here comes cloud over the sun. We are still just building light and shadow on the main focal point of this piece of art, which is the teepee. It's been a while since I've done this piece, so I kind of I would have to go back to the last 10 minutes of scratch art to see what I was saying regarding my plans. But you know what, doesn't matter, I can make them up as I go along. Here comes the sun. Somebody should do a song about that. Notice I'm just dot on these. Really not trying to scratch. Could really see the shape of the bison now taking form. How cool that is, see? And this really is inspiring me to launch into a teepee series. I know other artists have done it. My brother-in-law in Montana pointed out that there's an artist, all he does is makes his living doing big teepees, big canvases of teepees at night. Gotta be careful. And the funny thing is the X-Acto blade sometimes has a mind of its own. You think you have a lot of control over it, but it all depends. Depends on if your arm is getting tired, some imperfection. You might just force your hand to scratch deep into it. So that's, you just might have heard my bones creak. Person who is watching me is another great artist in her own right, and that's my daughter Anya. And Anya, are you behind the camera? Yeah, don't shake the camera too much. Anya does a lot of her own art, and for a 7-year-old, very good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad you said that to the audience. Now, so what I'm doing here is I'm getting a little tired of the detail. Still can add a little more detail, but now I want to start creating that feeling of the grass. Yeah, honey.
I have 2 questions.
Sure.
How is the window not breaking?
Uh-huh.
If you're using your X-Acto blade on it?
Uh-huh.
May I remind you that so how are you doing? And number 2,
Mm-hmm.
aren't you gonna get tired of all doing those little details? Isn't it just more easier to just draw a line?
Those are great questions. And the first question, am I aware that it's glass? Yeah. And we're very lucky because this is tempered glass. So this is glass that won't break.
I didn't know that about windows.
But glass for the most part is strong. And the other thing is, do I get tired of putting in the details? Well, I wouldn't say tired is the right answer, but what I would say that I get tired is, but my body can get tired, my arm can get tired.
Yeah, like my arm, when I try coloring something for so long, like if I'm coloring a big white paint blue for the sky of my home,
Mm-hmm.
my arm gets so tired. Like even if I'm trying to like bicycle or something,
Mm-hmm.
or even scoot, like my leg gets tired too. So like,
Well, that's very normal, I think.
one more question. But
Sure.
I'm thinking that I'll go back.
Go back to your schoolwork, right?
And then I'll come back like in 5 minutes. So, how does that paper really need to make little marks?
Well, this is,
If I try to put my nail on, it's not gonna come out.
yeah, well, this is a special piece of plastic that was used in the film for making magazines of all things. Yep.
Another plastic. Is this plastic? I know that no plastic can be recycled.
Well, what are we talked about the 3 R's, right? And what are they?
Reuse and recycle.
So what of the 3 R's am I doing here?
Reuse.
Reuse, right? So we're taking something that could have ended up in a landfill, and probably in most cases does end up in a landfill, and we're turning it into a useful piece of art.
That's gonna make me a little money with it.
Well, if it sells, we can make some money with it, right? But the main thing is to bring joy, right? And we hope it does sell, because if it does sell, then
I'm
that,
going to work for 10 minutes.
Uh-huh.
I'll come back in 10 minutes. So,
okay.
see you later.
All right, thank you, Anya. Well, I hope you all heard that. Those are good comments. You can always comment, reach out to me through my website, which is martinmccormack.com. I love to hear from people, and even more so, I love to take your orders. And we just got our sign-up list working as of yesterday, finally. You can now sign up for the newsletter. I'm enjoying this right now very much. I am taking what's going to slowly turn into the foreground here. And as you can see, I've got the moonlit grasses. Now, according to the pictures that I looked at, and it makes a lot of sense. If you're staying in a camp for a long time, you're not just gonna have like a bunch of grass going around. You have horses, you have people walking, trampling. For the most part, I think you would want to have it almost park-like, right? So I think the Blackfoot tribe living in these communities, though, were nomadic. So they would hang, you know, in an area as long as there was game and good water and grass. And once one or two of those elements got depleted, especially game and grass, and they were on their way. They were following, trying to get the buffalo or whatever. Oh, you hear the buzzer? That is 10 minutes of scratch art, and we'll be doing more scratch art. Probably the next one will be a scratch art when we just put it in a time lapse, so you can watch this come to life in a faster fashion. So on behalf of myself and my assistant, Anya, I want to say thank you for watching 10 Minutes of Scratch Art.
Thank you for watching 10 Minutes of Scratch Art.
Can you say goodbye?
Goodbye.
You can lean in here. Look at. Here we go. There's my assistant, Anya. And you can watch her on the Mr. Murdy Show. All right, bye for now.
Bye.